Good morning. It's Tuesday and it's 11 a.m., which means it's time for the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM, where we present live weekly performances in the WDNA Jazz Gallery and feature students, faculty, and alumni from Florida International University's Wertheim School of Music. I'm your host today, and FIU faculty Dr. Russ Spiegel, and along with our producer, Dr. Karen Velaz, we'd like to welcome you to our show. Whether you're listening to us at home, in your car, or live on WDNA.org/FIU, we are delighted to have you with us. And today, for the final show of the semester, we are pleased to feature the FIU Jazz Vocal Studio, led by FIU professor Dr. Lisanne Lyons, and featuring FIU jazz vocalists Melvis Barrios, Emily Tang, Alyssa Gutierrez, Theron Haggerty, Isabel Izquierdo, Sofia Matute, Shane Sacchia, okay, and Isabella Varela, and backed up by Felix Gomez on the piano, Jake Mongan on the guitar, Vince DuPont on bass, and Enrique Pulli on the drums. And we are going to start off our show with the great song On the Sunny Side of the Street.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear that pitter pat? And that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This
is Isabel Izquierdo singing the wonderful song Star Eyes by Gene DePaul and Don Ray.
Star eyes, that to me is what your eyes are. Soft as stars in April skies are. Tell me someday you'll fulfill their promise of a thrill. Star eyes, flashing eyes in which my hopes rise. Let me show you where my heart lies. Let me prove that it adores that loveliness of yours. All my life I've felt content to stargaze at the skies. Now I only want to melt the stardust in your eyes. Oh, star eyes, when if ever will my lips know if it's me for whom those eyes glow. Makes no difference where you are, your eyes still hold my wishing star. Oh, star eyes, how lovely you are. All my life I felt content to stargaze at the skies. Now I only want to melt the stardust in your eyes. Oh, star eyes, when if ever will my lips know if it's me for whom those eyes glow. Makes no difference where you are, your eyes still hold my wishing star. Oh, star eyes, how lovely you are. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Bum, 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 ba-dum.
All right. Now, Star Eyes is Isabel Izquierdo. And now we're going to call up Alyssa Gutierrez. She's going to sing the wonderful ballad, My Ideal.
Long ago, my heart and mind got together and designed the wonderful boy for me. Always a fantasy, though the ideal of my heart can't be ordered a la carte. I wonder if he will be always a fantasy. Will I ever find the boy in my mind, the one who is my ideal? Maybe he's a dream, and yet he might be just around the corner, waiting for me. Will I recognize the light in his eyes that no other eyes reveal? Or will I pass him by
Okay, so I am speaking here now. Good morning with Dr. Lisanne Lyons.
You're so formal.
I am.
You're so formal.
it. How's it going this morning?
Yeah, we're getting to the end.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is the
yes.
last show of our season, our semester here, and you've been working with this group of students all semester, no, all year, pretty
Oh,
much,
yeah,
right?
pretty much. I mean, we have. I've been fortunate to bring a couple other colleagues along with Beatrice Guzman and Sacho Vasandani. So, yeah, we're
Fantastic.
all working together.
Right. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about the jazz vocal program? You've been with FIU for how long now?
I think this is my end of my 11th year, but who's
Wow.
counting? you
Who's
know?
counting? Right. Okay. But tell our listeners a little about the program, how it works.
I mean, how it works. I started it obviously 11 years ago from scratch. It's my second program to do that. So, so they wanted to do that at FIU, and they finally got the approval for the jazz vocal major. So, starting programs takes a lot of work, to
Right.
get it going. I think it started with 6, and I was remembering, I think, on the Facebook when you get the memories that come up,
Sure, yeah.
so that came up a couple days ago of the first time I did that here, and WDNA was like 7-8 years ago. So anyway, yeah, it's been growing ever since. Very thrilled to have all these talented people and come on board, and it's just been a great ride.
Right. About how many students do you have now in the program?
Oh gosh, I mean, not all of them are. Sometimes some of them are finished with lessons. So
Right.
if I include the ones that are not taking lessons, there's probably almost 30 people involved. in
That's a
this.
pretty big program.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, congrats. And then you also break it up. You also have a couple vocal groups that we're going to talk
Yeah,
about.
talk a bit.
We can talk about them now because tomorrow is a big concert.
Yep. Our big spring concert at
Right.
7:30, and we're doing kind of I think a new thing. We're actually adding horns for the first time, so it's going to be like a little big band treatment to some of these tunes that we're doing. And yeah, we have 4 groups. We have Panthonics, JV1, and then our JV2, and then
JV for jazz vocal.
jazz vocal, yes. And then we have another wonderful group that started this last year called Girl Talk, and that's three lovely ladies that are in that. So it's been, and they have a lot of their own reps, so it's trying to coordinate all that together because these amazing musicians are accompanying all of them. So that's
Right.
16 tunes that they have to learn.
Right. And how often do these ensembles meet?
Oh, good question. Not as often as I would like, but it's 2 times a week.
2 times a
Only 2
week?
times a week for hour and 15.
Right.
Maybe if we can stretch it to an hour and a half, maybe.
But they also sometimes work outside of regular class time.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. We do sectionals. They do sectionals, and and I'm not in charge of that because I'm too busy. But that's their time to really learn it. I mean, sitting down and me giving it to them all the time, they're not going to learn it as well if they actually study the music and teach it to themselves.
Right. And for anybody who's interested in getting into the program, what would they need as a background or two? Because I'm assuming there's some kind of an audition.
Oh, of course. It's like all the other majors. I mean, they send and get accepted, and they have to turn in, tunes that represent their talents in Latin, swing, originals, blues, anything that's under the jazz umbrella or contemporary umbrella.
And
So-
to be successful as a jazz vocalist, I mean, I know this is an open-ended question.
That is.
Maybe just a couple things that you've learned over the years.
Oh, goodness. I learned to be versatile. Most of the singers and players don't just sing jazz. I mean, it's America's music and responsible for a lot of the contemporary music that's out there. So I'm not, I know that I personally, and a lot of the students personally, sing all different genres of music, trying to be open for that. Jazz is quite a big umbrella. I encourage my students to explore all kinds of music, and that's up to them what their desire is, and mostly try to prepare them as musicians and skilled musicians so they can converse with instrumentalists, they can write their own music, they can arrange their own music, and they can direct their own groups, whatever music that is, original or jazz inspired, because really that's kind of, I don't think anybody just makes a living singing jazz. I don't know. I would like to think that maybe if a handful of people, if you're one of those few people that could do it, great, but I personally like to do music theater. I do sometimes classical or legit. They call it legit music. Why is that legit? And I don't understand that. Where does that come from? That's another.
That's somebody else. Somebody came up with
Somebody
that.
came up with legit music. So anyway, I encourage them to sing everything they possibly love to do.
Wonderful. And speaking of that, we're going to hear another tune. This is Emily Tang, and she's going to be singing Invitation.
Woo!
Somehow it seems we've shared our dreams, but when time after time in a room full of strangers, out of the blue, suddenly you were there. Wherever I go, you're the glow of temptation, glancing my way in the gray of the dawn. But always your eyes smile that strange invitation. Then you are gone. Where, oh, where have you gone? How long must I stay in a world of illusion? Be where you are, so near yet so far apart. Hoping you'll say with the warm invitation, where have you been, darling? Come into my heart. strange invitation. Somehow it seems we shared our dreams, but where? Time after time in a room full of strangers, out of the blue, suddenly you are there. Wherever I go, you're the glow of temptation, glancing my way in the gray of the dawn. But always your eyes smile that strange invitation. Then you are gone. Where have you gone? How long must I stay in a world of illusion? Be where you are, so near yet so far apart. Hoping you'll say with a warm invitation, where have you been, darling? Come into my heart. Where have you been, darling? Come into my heart. Where have you been, darling? Come into my
You are listening to a live performance in the WDNA Jazz Gallery of the FIU Jazz Vocal students, led by Professor Dr. Lisanne Lyons, on the FIU Music Hour. We'll be right back after these messages. This week, the Wertheim School of Music presents a slew of amazing concerts. Tonight, April 15th at 7:30 p.m. in the Wertheim Performing Arts Center, it's the FIU Wind Quintet playing French chamber music. Join us for a captivating evening that bridges tradition and innovation through French chamber works and beyond. Under the direction of Professor Omar Latif, this program features special guest artist Dr. James Drayton alongside FIU's talented student musicians. And tomorrow, Wednesday, April 16th, 7:30 p.m. in the Wertheim Performing Arts Center, it is FIU Jazz Vocal Ensemble, Big Band Blues and Beyond. Join us for an unforgettable evening of jazz vocal excellence, featuring the sensational FIU Jazz Vocal Ensemble, again directed by Dr. Lisanne Lyons. This highly acclaimed group consists of a number of talented vocalists and a dynamic four-piece rhythm section, which we're hearing today, performing a diverse and challenging repertoire of jazz, jazz-influenced music, contemporary, Latin, and a cappella styles. But also on Thursday, there's another concert for those interested, April 16th at 7:30 p.m. at the Jewish Museum of Florida. Join us for an extraordinary evening as we celebrate the 28th anniversary of the New Music Miami Festival with our closing concert featuring renowned guest composer Nina Young and the Notice Ensemble. Nina Young, celebrated for innovative and immersive compositions, will present a selection of her latest works showcasing her unique ability to blend acoustic and electronic sounds into a harmonious and captivating experience. On Friday, April 17th, 7:30 p.m. at the Wertheim Performing Arts Center, chamber music for strings and piano. Join us for an evening of chamber music featuring the talented string and piano students from the Wertheim School of Music. This free event showcases masterpieces from the chamber music repertoire, spanning from the refined elegance of the 18th century to the innovative brilliance of the 21st century. On Saturday, April 18th, 7:30 p.m. at the Wertheim Performing Arts Center, prepare for an evening of bold sounds and rhythmic brilliance as the FIU Percussion Ensemble, under the direction of Colin Williams, joins forces with the FIU Brass Choir led by Omar Latif. And finally, for this week, on Sunday, April 19th at 5 p.m. at the Wertheim Performing Arts Center Concert Hall. Experience an extraordinary evening or late afternoon of musical collaboration as the Wertheim School of Music presents the FIU Saxophone Chamber Recital. Under the direction of Noah J. Brisson, this program features the FIU Saxophone Quartet, the FIU Saxophone Ensemble, and guest organist Seth Carlson performing on the magnificent Seidel Ida Wertheim organ. For these and many more exciting upcoming events, you can find information at music.fiu.edu. And now back to our show with the FIU Jazz Vocal Studio. And we're going to feature Theo Haggerty. He's going to be performing the great Hoagy Carmichael masterpiece, I think we can call that, Stardust.
And now the purple dust of twilight times steals across the meadows of my heart. High up in the sky, those little stars, they climb, always reminding me that we're apart. You wander down the lane and far away, leaving me a song that will not die. Love is now the stardust of yesterday, the music of the years gone by. Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely nights dreaming of a song. The melody, it haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration. But that was long ago, and now my consolation is in the stardust of a song beside that garden wall, as stars were bright, you were in my arms. The nightingale, he told his fairy tale of paradise where roses grew. Though I dream in vain, in my heart stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain.
All right. Now we are going to feature Isabella Varela singing I Hadn't Anyone Till You.
I hadn't anyone till you. I was a lonely one till you. I used to lie awake and wonder if there could be someone in this wide world just made for me. Now I see I had to save my love
here with Professor Dr. Lisanne Lyons. Yeah, like that.
You're so funny.
So, you have a new album coming out, don't
Yes.
you?
Do we say albums anymore? I don't
Do
know.
we say, yeah, album
Is it
because
albums?
because it covers like everything. It's digital, it's
Okay,
physical.
I never know
it's
what to say
ephemeral.
anymore.
I don't
Thank
know.
you. Oh, I like that one.
So, tell us a little about.
Oh, well,
Yes.
it's been a kind of a 2-year project, mostly due to time and money, of course.
It's always those two
the money.
things, yes.
So it was just I wanted to do a new recording. I needed to do a new recording. So a great friend of mine that. We go way back, a great arranger friend of mine that has done a lot of my orchestrations for pop orchestras and a few big band things. Well, he was writing a few things for some concerts that I had coming up. So then we just got to, thinking, hey, you've already done a couple. Maybe we should just do a whole album's worth of stuff.
Makes sense.
So he said, yes, let's do it. So he was so gracious to arrange the tunes that I selected, and a lot of the tunes he'd never heard before, so it was fun for him. And his name is Mike Lewis. And so I just called some of my favorite people and friends that I've known for a long time to play in the band. And he wrote 5 charts in the beginning, then we went into criteria and did them. And so then picked 5 more. And the next following year, we did the other chunk of tunes. And so it's been a labor of love, and everything's recorded. Just have to do all the post-production things like pictures and you put one out every other year or 2 years.
I try to.
You're great. You're great at this. Yeah, you're amazing. So so I just have to finish that up and get it out there.
Does it have a title yet?
It does have a title. It's actually one of the song titles, and it just happened to be, I didn't know, but it's entitled May I Come In, and that's a tune that inspired by, for me, Blossom Dearie. And that was actually the name of one of her albums too, but I didn't know that until I found out. But that's okay. A lot of years have passed.
We
We
learn
can
a
name
lot.
it the same.
Yes.
So yeah, it's called May I Come In.
Okay, and do you have a release date set
I'm
yet?
looking at this summer. I think
Okay.
getting all that stuff done and getting on the digital platforms. It's completely changed since my last one that I used to do. I think I actually will have physical CDs if anybody still owns a CD player. Or they make good coasters.
Coasters,
I would say make good coasters. You can put them on
Right.
there. But I think I like to have the physical copy just to have. But
Yeah.
But now everything is digital platforms.
Right.
I still like to hold on
the,
to
the physical
I do.
aspect? Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So let's see, how are we doing? I think we're ready for our next
Yeah.
performer. This is going to be Sophia Matute. She's going to sing a very interesting song called Tulip or Turnip by Duke Ellington and Don George.
I know.
That's
I-
listed.
I
I don't
know.
know who Don George is, but I know who Duke Ellington was. So.
Tulip or turnip, rosebud or rhubarb, filet or plain beef stew. Tell me, tell me, tell me, dream face, what am I to you? Diamond or doorknob, sapphire or sawdust, champagne or just homebrew. Tell me, tell me, tell me, dream face, what am I to you? Do I get the booby prize, or will I be the hero? Am I heading for blue skies, or is my ceiling zero? Tulip or turnip, moonbeam or mud pie, bankroll or I owe you. Tell me, dream face, what am I to you? Do I get the booby prize, or will I be the hero? Am I headed for blue skies, or is my ceiling zero? Tulip or turnip, moonbeam or mud pie, bankroll or IOU? Tell me, tell me, tell me, dream face, what am I to you, boy? What am I to you, boy? What am I to you?
So you've been listening to the FIU Jazz Vocal Studio, led by Dr. Lisanne Lyons and featuring FIU jazz vocalists Melvis Barrios, who we are still going to hear in a moment. We also had Emily Tang, Alyssa Gutierrez, Theo Hegarty, Isabel Izquierdo, Sofia Matute, Shane Saccia, and Isabella Varela, and backed by Felix Gomez on the piano, Jake Mongan on the guitar, Vince DuPont bass, and Enrique Pule on the drums on the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM. Thanks for joining us today at WDNA, where we keep Miami's jazz heartbeat alive. I've been your faculty host, Dr. Russ Spiegel, and along with our producer, Dr. Karen Velaz, we'd like to thank our production crew, FIU grad students C. Bonet and Alec, WDNA sound and tech wizards Brian Barrientos and Danny Collazo, WDNA intern Katie, and the staff of WDNA 88.9 FM for today's broadcast. If you'd like more information on all our programs, make sure to call 305-348-2896. You can also go to our webpage, music.fiu.edu. You can also like our Facebook and or Instagram page to stay up to date with all our upcoming performances. We look forward to providing more exciting new live music in the fall. And until then, we have some more music with Melvis Barrios. She's going to be singing for us Something Cool by Bill Barnes.
Something cool. I'd like to order something cool, for it's warm here in town and the heat drags me down. Yes, I'd like something cool. My, it's nice to simply sit and rest a while, though I know it's a shame I can't think of your name. I remember your smile. I don't ordinarily drink with strangers. No, I most usually drink alone. But you were so awfully nice to ask me, and I'm so terribly far from home. You like my dress? Well, I must confess it's very old. It's simple and neat, just right for the heat. Save my furs for the cold. A cigarette, well, I don't smoke them as a rule, but I'll have one. It might be fun with something cool. I bet you couldn't imagine that I one time had a house with so many rooms I couldn't count them all. I bet you couldn't imagine I had 15 different beaux who would beg and beg to take me to the ball. And I bet you couldn't picture me the time I went to Paris in the fall. And who would think the man I loved was quite so handsome, quite so tall? Well, it's through. It's just a memory that I have, one I almost forgot, 'cause the weather's so hot and I'm feeling so bad about a date. Oh no, wait, I'm such a fool. He's just a guy who stopped to buy me something cool.
Thank you all very much. We made it.
We
It's
made
perfect.
it right on 12.
You like 3 seconds.